Welcome to Duo Chat with Brittany
and Cynthia, where we talk about drama shows.
like Dawson's Creek, One Tree Hill, and more.
Hi everyone, I'm Brittany.
And I'm Cynthia.
And today we're talking about season 6, episode 19, titled Letting Go, air date March 30th, 2009, and the synopsis is:
Julian offers Brooke tickets for her and Sam to move to LA with him. When Jamie asks about Keith, Nathan and Lucas take him to his auto shop. Jack braves suspension to make Haley's class walk out of the principal's class. Meanwhile, a college dorm party can't console a lovesick mouth. So we start off with the flashbacks of everything with Payne and the baby, which was Lucas's nightmare, because we've seen him wake up. Just then, the sound of the basketball bounce on the floor gets his attention, and he turns to see Nathan just staying there with the ball. He said it's a beautiful day and they should go to the river court. So Lucas tells Payne, who's in the kitchen, he's going to the river court with Nathan and Jamie.
So it was not. So I will say, it was nice to see this because it's been about the movie, and they haven't really had brother time lately.
Mm-hmm.
And Jamie hasn't really been around Lucas.
Right.
So it was nice that Nathan got him out of the house and spent some time together.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, not stressed about Payne and the baby.
Right. Even though, of course, I don't really think there's a moment where you don't really, not think about it.
Right.
But yeah, it was nice, especially because Nathan doesn't realize how much that is gonna help Lucas.
Mm-hmm.
He just thinks he's doing it just to get him out of the house or whatever. But no, Nathan may be doing it for his own self of, I haven't seen my brother in a while. But Lucas is the one that needs it the most. So I was happy that this happened.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then they talk about how nobody knows about the baby, and Payne knows she has to tell Brooke. And then
So would you, if you were Lucas and Peyton, would you keep this a secret for a little bit? Would you tell right away? I mean, because obviously they're keeping the baby because they've already said that, they're going through with this. So it's do you just wait and kind of keep it just amongst yourself, or?
I don't know. It really depends on the person, the situation.
Yeah, because that would be a hard thing to have to tell, and they're still in the process of grieving it, of what is going to happen or could happen.
Mm-hmm.
And so they're still just processing it, and then to have to tell people, it's oh yeah, I have to tell people, it just sucks because you don't even want to think about it, and then now you have to tell people. That's just a lot.
Mm-hmm. And then we see that she was drawing a comic of when they first met, when her car broke down. And then at the apartment, Skills goes to open the fridge when he sees a picture of him and Deb on it. So now he's bummed out, thinking about her.
This is weird. Skills is hung over Deb.
Mm-hmm.
She broke up with him a long time ago.
Yeah, I mean, well, when did we last see Skills? We haven't recorded in a minute, so I forgot what was the last scene. I don't know what he was doing last time we did this.
Well, I know that he was bummed remember when the deal didn't go through with the movie, and then they were all at the bar. Remember, he was I lost Deb, and Lucas was I lost all them. Well, the thing is, even in that episode, he lost Deb a long time ago before this. Him and Deb broke up before Mouth and Millie.
Right.
So why is he still hung up over this? And then he's telling Mouth oh, it's you better get up and stop thinking about it. And it's but you are it's so weird. You guys also have not been together as long as Mouth and Millie, and you're still hung over her, and Mouth and Millie like just broke up not too long ago. So it was, I didn't like it because even later on in the episode, like when they talk about it, it's like, but dude, you and Dad broke up like months ago. What do you mean like Mouth needs to just like move on? What about you? So I will say I didn't like that part because if anyone needed to move on, it should have been Skills, not Mouth.
Right.
So I didn't like that part. I was just like, what? Like, so that threw me off of the whole, yeah, I miss Deb. It's like, huh? That was a long time ago, buddy.
Yeah, well, sometimes it doesn't really matter how long or short you were with a person, because as far as we know, this was his second serious relationship so far that we've seen him have. So he was really in love with her. He saw a future with her because he wanted kids with her and everything. So
I know,
he
but
was really sexing for a moment.
But why is he encouraging Mouth to move on and everything when he hasn't? Like, if you broke up with somebody before, you can't then tell that person, like, oh, you need to move on. Like, what about, like, it's one thing if he was like, hey, I spent, a couple months, like, depressed over her and everything. And I realized, like, I got to move on with my life. Like, if he would have done that and then, like, then it would have helped Mel. But no, he's still in it, too. So why are you pressuring him? It's not like we need to go find new people. It's you need to. It's like, what do you mean he does? Like, that's my point. It's like, it's one thing, again, if he would have just moved on. But no, he's still stuck there. So I don't think that you should encourage someone who had recently broken up with someone.
Yeah, it definitely takes different people, different, time, different long time periods to move on.
Yeah, but why is he going after Mouth when he is still in it?
Just probably because he wants to distract his own mind and Mouth's mind from their girls. So just to go out, be together, forget about things for a minute.
So let's bring up Gigi, the person that caused it.
Yeah, that was a bad move out of all college parties to go to, yeah.
Well, and the fact that Skills knows exactly why Mouth and Millie broke up is Gigi. I mean, the fact that he knows that, remember Mouth said, I just deleted her picture. After, so because he was with Skills. It's like, you know all of this. So why would you encourage that? Like, that's my whole thing, is like, you're not really being a friend then if you're making him do some bad moves. I just didn't like it. Because again, why is it Skills have all these girls over him? Like, he's not trying to move on from them at all. Like, that's my point, is stop forcing someone to move on when you haven't done it.
Yeah, so Haley's playing at the piano at the label, but doesn't like the sound of it. And then Payne walks in. And Haley says kind of quiet there. And Payne tells her Mia had a couple of gigs left on a schedule, but the label really loves a new song. And Haley said, she's been writing a lot since she got with Chase. And Payne says the song that they're really crazy about is actually her song, Feel This, that she sang at the USO show a while back.
I like that song.
And Haley tells Payne that she feted her. So did she even know about this? Because wasn't it like a secret between Lucas and Payne about this? Like, her drawings went to that magazine and Lucas did it?
No, I thought Lucas told Haley about it.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Like, way back when it happened. Because I think everybody was like, of course she'd get mad. Like, you took her personal thing and did that. So I think everybody was agreeing to it. I think everybody knew about it.
And then Payne says that they want more songs from her. And
and even if Lucas didn't tell Haley, Brooke knew because of Payne. So she definitely would have probably told him.
And when did Brooke know?
Well, remember, Brooke knew about Lucas doing the whole thug thing.
I don't remember any of this.
Yeah, well, because remember when Brooke was trying to figure out if Lucas did that to her, but
Wait.
it wasn't him? About the whole New York fashion thing.
Oh, right. Yep. Now I remember.
But it was Rachel, yeah. So
Mhm.
she knew about it. So I think because the whole group knew about it.
Right, yeah. Yeah, so apparently there's a rumor about Haley punching the principal and then slept with a student. And Haley says she never hit anyone, and the other thing was 7 years ago, meaning Nathan, and she was his tutor. And then she asked
Not
Haley,
only was she the tutor though, they were the same goddamn age. Like,
yeah.
oh my god, like that just sounds so terrible. But
Mhm.
like, come on now, they were literally teenagers together. It's not like he was or she was 20 some and he was 15 or 16. Like, oh my god.
Yeah, that's not a good rumor to spread around. Yeah.
No, because again, how old was she? How old was he? Seriously.
And then Haley can't really focus on writing music because she should be in her English class right now, just wondering how her kids are doing. And then that's when we see the principal handing out tests to Haley's class that she's now teaching because she doesn't have another teacher, of course. And she tells them that they've set a new record for failing. And Jack says they didn't fail, she failed. And he tells her to bring back Mrs. Scott. And then the principal tells him that he has detention in her office, and she goes to see what his name is on the list of students. But he tells her how little does he know, or she know, that he's not even in class.
How can someone just randomly be in the class?
Yeah, I don't know. Like,
don't these people take attendance?
Yeah, should. I guess she didn't. Yeah.
Well, and given that she's the principal, you would think she would. Like, of all people in the building that would take attendance, you would think the principal would.
Yeah, and she would recognize that he's not a student either.
Exactly. Like, what? And the fact that she's been teaching now for a little while in the class, like, it's not like it's her first day in the classroom. She has clearly been there because Haley hasn't been teaching. So that was a little weird too. I'm like, what? You know what I mean? It wasn't like, okay, this is my first class and who are you? But it's been going on. It's weird.
Yeah, so he walks out and she asks if anyone wants to join him. So Sam does. And so the principal tells Sam to watch it or should be joining her friend, Mr. No Name.
That was funny though.
Yeah. And Sam says that they either got dumber or she should have been a bit smarter, and walks out with Jack. And in the hall, Sam tells Jack they need to teach the principal a lesson. And by lesson, she doesn't mean throw on a ski mask and beat the crap out of her.
Exactly.
And then Skills goes into Mouse's room and tells him to pack a bag because you're going on a road trip, like we said before, to the party. And of course, Mouse won't go.
Doesn't he work?
Yeah. Yeah, he's been sleeping this whole time.
Well, and you would think at the news station, they'd probably need him on the weekends.
Right, yeah. Unless he took time off, maybe, like vacation or something.
Well, it's awfully pretty late to just be like, I need vacation time today, by the way. That's a little weird.
Yeah. So Mouth asks where they're going, and he says to fix his broken heart.
Okay, in order to fix, like, how are you going to fix that? Because, like, he was basically cheating. How are you going to fix that? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, it's his fault, yeah.
Like, the ball is now in Millie's court. And so the fact that, it's like, what? Like, Skills, come on now. It's not like this is a fairy tale where it's like, oh, he's a knight in shining armor. No, he's not. He cheated. Yes, it was emotional cheating, which is very bad.
Yeah. And then at the river court, Lucas and Nathan watch Jamie play, and they clap for him when he makes the baskets. And Lucas says, Nathan, he's growing up really fast. And then asking questions
when you're not around them.
And Lucas thinks that Nathan's talking about Jamie asking about the birds and bees, but Nathan says no, that'd be easier to tell him. His questions are about Keith. Yeah.
Yeah, because Dan admitted to killing him.
Yep.
Which is very hard to hear, for a 5-year-old.
Hmm.
Really for anyone, but.
Yeah.
And then it was weird because he's like, Nathan's like, I was thinking, maybe you could help him. It's like, like, Lucas hates Dan. How is he going to try to make this better?
Right. But then Nathan says that Jamie feels bad he never got to meet Keith. So Lucas has the idea, of course, to take him to the auto shop.
Which I didn't really think was around where Lucas could see it. But apparently it was sold, but the owner lets Lucas come around whenever.
Right, yeah. That was convenient.
Yeah, out of nowhere.
Mm-hmm. And then we see Julian again. He's at the store.
She said again. Do you not like Julian? You're like, again.
No, I mean, it's just been a while since we've seen him. At least
funny.
I mean, because, we took a little break here. But she asks if he's there to say goodbye, and he says he was thinking about how she said that she didn't want to be a footnote in someone else's love story. So he shows her a plane ticket and says this time tomorrow they could be walking on a beach in Malibu. So Brooke asks, what about Sam? She just can't leave her there. Julian, says he thought of that, of course. So he has a second ticket for her.
Well, and I love it because it's not like Owen, where it'd be like, oh, I guess we'll take the kid.
Mm-hmm.
Julian has a relationship with Sam.
Mm-hmm.
And I think, I just think it's so cute. And so of course he'd want her to go. Because he loves Sam too. So that's the difference between them, is Owen would think it's an obligation to take Sam.
Mm-hmm.
But not Julian. He's like, no, of course she has to come.
Mm-hmm.
To me, it's just so sweet, and I love it.
Yeah. Yeah, because they're the complete opposites, Owen and Julian, when it came to Sam, because Sam was like a pest to Owen. Like, he had to bring her home just so he wouldn't get in trouble, with her being underage and everything. But Julian truly cares and went out of his way to look for her when she was missing.
Yep. And I just love, and Auntie's helping her with her writing. Just a whole lot of stuff that others would not have done for her.
Mm-hmm.
And I just love that, their relationship. And and he's always thinking of them. It's never just Brooke.
Mm-hmm.
Like when he brought him coffee the one day, it's like he's always thinking of them, not just one person.
Yeah, and Julian was really Sam's first father figure too that she had in her life ever. So that was nice to see their little bond.
Yep, especially because she's had terrible foster homes, which I'm sure is terrible foster, fathers and brothers and all of that. That it is nice to see a man actually caring about her.
Yeah, have interest. Yeah. So he tells Brooke he knows that she could give him a million reasons why she shouldn't go, but he'll give her this one why she should, and that he loves her, and he tells her to go with him. And then Brooke, has to talk about this to somebody, so she goes to the label to tell Payne her ex-boyfriend just asked her and Sam to go with him to LA tonight.
And she said, Jake. And she said, this is funny. Like, what?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh my God.
And Payne doesn't see what's wrong about this, but Brooke says, she can't go. She has a story to fill. Her friends are there.
You know why Payne doesn't care? Because her and Julie weren't that close. Right. It's not like her and Lucas. Come on now. Of course she don't care because they weren't together that long.
Yeah, and they were more like a rebound than anything.
Mm-hmm. So she's like, my ex? That's what I mean. She cares more about Jake than she does about Julian. No.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And Brooke mentions how her parents did the same thing to her when she was in high school. When they left, she was going out with Lucas, and she tells Payne, and now he's the father of her baby, and she's pregnant, and she's made up on her. So how could she leave her now? And of course, Payne still hasn't told her about the baby and everything, but says she'll be fine and tells Brooke to go.
Mm-hmm.
And
lie.
Yeah, and Brooke says they came back to Tree Hill for each other. I mean, they kind of did, but kind of also, something else they were missing.
Yeah, because Peyton was still in love with Lucas, and and she got what she wanted.
Yeah. Yeah, so Brooke's still trying to figure out stuff for herself. And then, yeah, so Payne tells her she wants her to be happy. And if this is what she wants, she should go for it. And Brooke says she just wants more time to figure it out. So she asks Payne if she remembers how unhappy she was in LA. And Payne says that's because she was alone, because the boy she loved, like I said, asked her to be with him. And she said no. So she doesn't want, Brooke to do the same thing with Julian and say no to him.
Mm-hmm.
And, she loves her no matter what she does. And Brooke asks, what if it doesn't work out? But Payne says, what if it does? Big what if. And then back to Lucas and Nathan in the auto shop. Lucas tells Jamie when he was his age, this used to be his favorite place in the whole world. And it was, Keith's auto shop. And then Jamie takes out to explore. Nathan likes how they brought him there. And the car needed a tune-up anyway, Lucas says. And then Lucas brings up when Haley was pregnant, did he ever worry about all the things that could go wrong? And Nathan says, of course, and tells Lucas to stay off the internet, explore horror stories, which is very true. You should never look anything up like that for any medical, questions.
But also, here's the difference is Haley does not have the condition or whatever that Peyton has.
Mm-hmm.
It's so to ask Nathan is, it's just two different cases. You can't go off Nathan and Haley because her pregnancy was normal. Mm-hmm. She wasn't gonna lose the baby or anything. And the car accident, that was Nathan's fault. It's not
mm-hmm.
it's not like the health issue. Mm-hmm. It was, some crazy people.
Yeah.
But that's the whole thing is if that wouldn't have happened, she would have had a natural, normal pregnancy. Mm-hmm. And so that's the difference is Peyton's a serious. And so to be were you worried? It's well, of course he was, but Lucas, you're in a different position. Mm-hmm. It's 10 times different for you.
Yeah, he's just kind of being subtle about it because he doesn't want to tell Nathan either. But Nathan's the only person that he can really ask about anything with, having their girlfriend or wife being pregnant and, scared about what could happen. That's his only source of information right now. He can't ask his mom or but there's really nobody else besides Karen that he knew that was pregnant besides for Haley. So yeah.
But when Nathan's oh, it's gonna be fine and everything, and it's you know what I mean, that mm-hmm. kind of thing. It's because again, it might not, and that's the difference. For Haley, it was gonna be okay, but for Peyton, it may not. So it's when Nathan's oh, it's gonna be good. All those words, and mm-hmm. I think Lucas is even thinking that okay, mm-hmm. I won't say anything because they're just two different pregnancies. That's all.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So Mouth and Skills are on the road, and he tells Mouth that they're going to a college party at the same school that Gigi goes to. So Mouth's very concerned already.
Yeah, and how old are these people? You know what I mean? Skills and Mouth are 20-some, and they're going to party with 18-year-olds.
Well, they could be a little bit older than that, the 4-year, 5-year age difference. From 18 to 22 or something like that.
Well, no, remember if Jamie's 5,
mm-hmm.
they're at least 23. It's just have to be partying mm-hmm. with 18-year-olds.
Yeah.
Who are freshly out of high school. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just mm-hmm. weird. It's different if you're in your late 20s and then they're in their early 20s or you know what I mean? First mm-hmm. 18, that's just not good.
Yeah, I mean, I was just saying that it seems like people of all college age were there, not just 18-year-olds. But yeah, that's weird.
Yeah, but these two are not college age.
Mm-hmm.
It's fine if it's college kids, but Skills and Mouth are not college age at all.
Mm-hmm.
They are far from it.
Right. And apparently Skills texted Gigi about them going over from Mouth's phone as well.
I'm sure he did.
Mm-hmm.
Bad friend.
Yeah. And then Skills gives him his phone back, and Mouth reads the text that Skills said. sent that says your ass is still fine, and Skills isn't being serious about the matter and tells him thanks. And like, thanks, a lot. You just made things worse for me. And he tells Mouth not to worry because she liked the text. And Mouth, reminds him that Gigi's the reason why he lost the million in the first place, even though that was his own fault, not really Gigi's entirely.
But she encouraged him.
Yeah, and Skills even knows this too, but then still takes him to where Gigi is. So
this is what I mean. It's so weird. That's why he's a bad friend. I'm sorry, but like, I know he's trying to help Mouth or whatever, but like, it kind of seems like he's trying to sabotage him also, because like, why would you take him to the one person that ruined his relationship?
Right.
You just wouldn't. And if you're a good friend, you're gonna keep him away from her. Like, she comes in his view, you pull him away, like that kind of thing. You don't set him up for disaster. That's all that is.
Right.
I don't like it.
And he's telling him to have no strings attached sex with her even. So Mouth tells him to turn the car around, and Skill says he's not the only one that needs this trip, he needs it too. And he asks him to do it for him. The second he wants to leave, he promises they're out of there. And then Mouth reads another text that says, "You dirty little freak," and Skill says that one came from her. And then Haley gets home to find Sam and Jack there. And Sam tells her that they wanted to see her. And Haley asks how did they even get in, and Sam says she's really good with windows. So Haley asks why they're not in school, and Jack says the principal kicked them out, and Haley says she can't have 2 students in her house during school hours. And Sam says good, because it's not just them. So
the whole class.
Yep, in her living room. Yep. So they talk about, the Poet Society, how they all basically failed. And they're just staying up for, her, the popular teacher. And Haley tells them that the principal is going to be mad if they don't get back to school.
Yeah, they said they're not learning anything, so basically they ain't leaving.
Yep, until she teaches them the right way, and they want her back. And Haley tries to say, like, from the principal's perspective, walking out on her isn't going to make them or her respect them anymore. And Sam says, who cares, because nobody even likes her. She doesn't even know their names, and she's a total bitch. And Haley tells Sam to watch her language in her house, and she tells her students she appreciates their, initiative and heart, but it's not the right thing to do. They should go back to school. And Sam says that everybody knows that that the principal did her wrong. And she tells Haley to look at the difference she made for her and even Quinn. And she really tries whatever she can, get to say to get Haley to go back. And Haley said the teacher doesn't have to be their friend or even somebody they like out in the real world. They'll meet a lot of people they're going to disagree with and have to learn to work with them. And Sam says, okay, how about they disagree with her and she learns to work with them because they're not leaving until she teaches them something. They talk about the book, and Sam even had her name written with a black marker on the edges of the pages in big letters on her copy. So it's not a school copy.
I would think it would be like you got to turn it back into the library or something.
Yeah, I feel like she would have to fine for writing her name on the side like that.
I would think she'd probably have to buy the book.
Yeah.
If you want to write in it.
Right. And then at the party, Skill sees all the women, and he says he misses school. He flirts with some of them, of course, and then he tells Mouth that he's about to go fix his broken heart, so he should do the same. And that's when Mouth sees Gigi doing a handstand over the keg. And when she sees him and is right side up, she hugs him and tells him she loved his text. And then says that they have to do a keg stand. And Mouth says, still light outside, so it's too early to drink. And Gigi says, not for long.
Because she's already been drinking.
Yep. And then has Mouth drink from the keg too. And then we transition to Jamie, also upside down, being held by Lucas and Nathan to reach for a part in the car. And Nathan tells him that if he can fix cars, he's going to score a major point for Rudy's, like Miss Lauren, teasing him about his crush. And Jamie says they thought they weren't going to talk about that. And Nathan says that's right. He moved on to Madison, the piano girl. And Lucas tells Jamie that his uncle Keith used to tease him about pain as well. It's what they do when they work in cars together. And, it's like his dad, he tells Jamie that his dad tricked his mom into liking him by pretending he needed tutoring.
It was funny because he goes, I wasn't pretending. I was dumb as a post, Jamie.
Yeah. Yeah, that's funny to admit to your own son. And then, Lucas laughs at Jamie X and what happened with Aunt Lindsay. So now he's using him back. And Nathan laughs now.
Yeah, it's funny because Lucas is like, I ain't playing this game anymore.
Yeah. And then back at the party, the guys are playing beer pong and Skillet is having a good time. It's Mouth's turn, and when he throws the ball, the image of Millie catches it and acts like he's having fun. But then when the camera shows her again, it's actually Gigi with the ball. So that's how much he misses Millie. He's actually imagining her as Gigi.
Well, good. He should. Like, he should have to go through this.
Yeah. So Haley's teaching her a lesson about Catch-22, and Jack understands the material, surprising Sam. And he says he didn't read the book, he only saw the movie. So Sam tells Haley that the principal made the book this interesting, they wouldn't have all failed. And that's when the principal walks in.
Yep.
And then Julian
teaching is over.
Yep.
And then the look on her face. Oh, she really is a witch.
And then Julian is packing in his hotel room when Peyton walks in. He asks if she's come to is this a flashback? Oh no, I remember now. She went to the hotel room to go see him. Okay, yeah, I forgot where the scene was.
Peyton did, yeah.
Okay, yeah. So talk about Brooke and about going with him. And she hopes that he's serious about it because she hasn't been serious about anybody in a long time. And Julian knows that Payne hasn't trusted him since the day he came to town, which, was valid because he was actually there for her originally.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden it shifted to Brooke, like, overnight.
Yeah. Yeah, so he says Tree Hill changed him, Brooke changed him, and he told Brooke that he loves her because he does. And he invited Sam too because he wants them to be a family, which is nice to hear. And he wouldn't have it any other way. So Payne actually believes him and she hopes it works out. And he asks if Brooke mentioned which way she was leaning, and Payne says no. He asks, no, she's not going, or no, she didn't mention it, and she says she has no idea. But she does know if Brooke says no, it won't be because she doesn't care for him. She's just been protective of her heart for a long time. And now Brooke is at Trick.
With Chase, why are these people with their exes?
Yeah, and she's just talking to anybody basically now. Because Chase doesn't even really know Julian, right? They never been talk to each other, I don't think.
No, because he was Owen's friend.
Yeah, so they haven't even met yet.
But it's just weird.
Yeah. And then that's when they bring up too about their history, because Chase almost wanted to go to New York to be with her, those years ago.
I'm surprised he didn't.
Yeah. And yeah, so she asks if this is his way of saying she should go, or she'll write it like he did. And he says he doesn't know, but he didn't go and eventually found Mia, and she's been great. So now Brooke's confused, should she stay? And he says what he's trying to say is she'll always be able to find someone because look at her, and she reminds him of that Springsteen line, there were ghosts of all the boys he sent away, and he tells her to figure out what she wants. But until she lets someone in, she'll always be alone. And then the principal, now at Haley's house, asking what's going on.
Okay, the fact that this teacher just walked into Haley's house uninvited.
Yeah, the principal, yeah.
Yeah, I would be so upset. I'd be did I invite you in the house? My house?
Yeah.
This isn't school property, so get out of my house.
Yeah.
I would kick her out. Because she's trying to discipline Haley in Haley's house. I would not have that at all. This is my house, lady. You can boss me around at the school, but guess what? Remember, I quit. You kind of fired me. That thing. We're done. I don't have to deal with you. So get out of my. I would have made her leave if I was Haley. Haley's too nice. Because you're not gonna yell at me in my house.
Yeah, that was funny how the principal told the kids to go back to school, but nobody moved.
Yeah, that's funny.
And Jack says she can't suspend them all. And she says no.
He's suspended.
Yep. And, she knows his name now and asks who's next. And Haley asks if she can speak to her in the kitchen alone. And now Haley gives her the advice about, treating the students. And she says she knows she's not in a position to say, but the last time she checked, she had no position. The principal says that last time she checked, she had no position at all. And Haley says that's it right there. The way she speaks to her and them, they're not third graders, they're young adults. I mean, they're 15. I wouldn't consider them young adults. They're really teenagers, still kids, but yeah.
Yep, still kids that need to be bossed around.
Mm-hmm. I mean,
Like,
because they're
until you're
sophomores.
18, no.
Are they sophomores or something like that?
Yeah.
Yeah,
There
so
you
they're not even like they're still younger than Haley was when she got married. So I'm surprised. Well, I mean, actually, it's less surprising that she said they're young adults because she probably thought of herself that way.
But the problem is like most kids are not mature. Like Haley was mature. Most kids are not. Like Nathan wasn't. It's
Mhm.
like most kids just aren't. And that's why they need authority.
Mhm.
And, until you're mature, that's the way it is. Plus, especially school, they treat you like that. Like you're a kindergartner forever. I mean, even when you're a senior, they treat you like that. It's like they never treat you like you're an adult. So, because, we had that. So it's like, no, what are you talking about? Like, why would the principal treat them any other way? Like, they're
Mhm.
students
Yeah.
who are under 18. Like, of course
Mhm.
she's going to boss them around. It's also what principals do.
Yeah, it'd be different if they were college age. Yeah, then they would be young adults.
Yeah, because then they can party and do whatever they want.
Hmm.
Also, so none of these kids' parents know where they're at.
I guess not. No.
Like, that would be my thing of like, do you know, Miss Scott, that these kids' parents don't know where they're at?
Hmm. Yeah, when the principal told them all walk out, she should have called all their parents and
Yep.
then called Haley too before walking to her house.
Yep.
Yeah, so then Haley uses her cooking timer to act as a bell to dismiss the kids, and she tells them she expects them to be back in the principal's class tomorrow. It's the right thing to do. And then the principal tells Haley she left some things in her classroom and she'd like them gone by the end of the day, so she still has an attitude with her. And then back at the party, Gigi is dancing with a guy, but is looking at mouth while doing so, and Skills tells him he disappoints him because college girls, good, alcohol, good, pajamas, good, where's his head at? And when Mouth looks over at Gigi again, he only sees her as Millie, and he says New York and walks away. Yeah, so now he's only thinking about Millie even when Gigi's around.
Again, too late.
Mm-hmm. And then while straightening up the living room, Sam tells Jack that this wasn't his worst idea. And Jack says kids like an excuse to blow off school, which is true.
Mhm.
And Sam says it was still a nice thing he did for her and she appreciates it. And Jack says it was just payback, struck the ball when he shoplifted after all.
Did you notice that, like, the whole time they're talking, Haley has a smile on her face listening to these two?
Yeah, I did see her in the background, but I don't really her face, yeah.
I was just I was listening to those two, but I was watching her, and it was hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
Like the facial expression she was doing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so she thanks them for staying behind and cleaning up, but then she go back and Jack says not him, he's suspended after all. And then back at the auto shop, Jamie walks out looking like Keith, which is really cute.
He was really cute.
Mm-hmm. And asks Lucas, who he was, and Lucas says he's a mini Keith. And Jamie says Uncle Keith must have been so cool. And Lucas says, yeah, but not just for his sense of style. He tells Jamie that Keith was the best guy he knew. He was always good to him and his mom, and he always helped him when he was struggling. And Jamie
Yeah. So when Jamie says sounds a lot like you, he was like, I don't know about that. And then when he was finally talking about it, like that Keith was proud of him and everything, and then he goes, yeah, I guess you're right. Because like I'm proud of you and I love you and all this, and I'm like, they always wrote it, Lucas, for you to be Keith.
Mm-hmm. And then they get the car going, and Jamie turns it on, and they cheer.
Yeah, I loved it. It was so cute.
Mm-hmm. And then Skills finds Mouth outside and says double G. Gigi's looking for him. And Mouse says things were so much less complicated in college. He remembers walking the halls, hoping that someday he'd be a sportscaster. And Skill says, and he got that. And Mouse says he does have a full life, good friends. And Skill says he definitely has that. But then Mouse says every night before he goes to bed, he wished that someday he'd find the right girl, someone who loved him as much as he loved her back.
Well, here's the thing. He did until he ruined it.
Mm-hmm.
And whose fault is that? Yours.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
You know, they always miss you when it's too late.
Yep. And then, of course, Mouse has to drive back because Skill was drinking the whole time. And then Haley steps into Clothes of a Rose and asks if Brooke's next line is inspired by Twilight because it's so dark, which is fitting because this was like almost a year, I think, or no, a few months after the movie came out, I think in 2008.
I was going to say, didn't it come out in 2008?
Yeah, so soon after that, yeah. And Brooke says there is no next line because, how she looked around, she might as well go back to selling coffee there, which is funny because that's actually what they end up doing a few seasons later.
Yeah, the two of them too, not like it was somebody else.
Yeah. So I wonder if the writers just put that in as a joke or they actually was like foreshadowing, maybe. I don't know.
Probably maybe a joke at the time.
Yeah, because, Brooke hasn't done anything with the store since Victoria took everything.
No, and you would think she would. So she's basically paying for this building.
Mm-hmm.
For what?
Yeah, because she's only making outfits for her friends. Yeah.
Sell it.
Mm-hmm.
It's costing you money.
Yeah.
Why are you still holding on to it?
Mm-hmm.
It's not like Lucas. I mean, he grew up there. He's not holding on to it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just weird that she's holding on to it. And yeah, it was Clothes of a Rose, but it hasn't been a store in a long time. So either sell it or do something with it.
Mm-hmm.
Because her scenes are literally just her in the store level.
Yeah.
It was more, if you actually think about it, it was more of an empty store than it ever was a store.
Yeah.
Isn't that weird? Because we always think in all these seasons it was Clothes of a Rose. No, actually it wasn't. It was for one season, and then it was just an empty store that she just hung out in every episode. It's weird.
Yeah. And Brooke says that everyone else has families, kids, and careers, and she has this, her empty store, like you said. And Haley tells her not to sell herself short. She's got all of them, but God, somebody loves her. And the reason she's there was to tell her about something weird she saw. And it was a group of students who wanted to study more, and they came over to her house during school, and their leader was Sam.
Yeah, that was funny. The ringleader was Sam. And then, Brooke's, of course, smiling because she's happy. And then I liked when Haley said that, her and Jack even cleaned up after.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and how she thinks that they like each other as well.
Well, I think they do, obviously.
Yeah, it's just Haley just seems to notice this now. And Brooke said, that's a big difference when she trashed the place there in Payne's gown. So she made a whole turnaround at least. And Haley says that's why she wanted to tell her because she's proud. She should be proud of Sam and herself. The girl just needed a stable environment and she gave it to her. And then Julian walks into the diner, sits next to Sam. And, Julian says not to let him ruin her flow. He wants her to keep writing because he loved the story she wrote. And his only note would be, more please, and sounds like Oliver Twist. And he tells Sam that she has what most writers would kill for. And
she said a troubled child. And he goes, voice.
Mm-hmm.
Which is so true.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, stories to tell just need a little structure. And she tells them thank you and asks if she can still call him when he's in LA. And Julian says he meant it when he invited her too. So, of course, this is her finding out about the whole thing.
Yeah, because, of course, Brooke never told her.
Nope.
So then, of course, she is hurt because she's like, Brooke's going to go without me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That was hard because, obviously, Brooke loves her. But, it's her past coming back of nobody ever wants me. They just keep getting rid of me. No matter what I do, they get rid of me.
Yeah, her abandonment issue, yeah. And then Payne is working on a comic again when her and Lucas were in the library during the shooting. And then Haley pops up and says she thought Brooke was in a dark place. And she tells Payne she doesn't think she was honest with her. One of her classes came over to her house today, and she realized that the reason she's been dragging her heels when it comes to committing to her next record is that she really loves teaching, so she just can't really choose between the two. And Payne says she may feel different when she's teaching to an entire stadium of students with her music.
And she had a really great student in Mia.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she was the one who discovered her.
Yeah, and and she's like, and she'll have you to guide her. And Haley's like, no, like us. Like, what are you talking about? Like, that's the thing, is like Peyton is making it
obvious.
Yeah, like there's something going. And then she goes, no, I mean, like, when the baby comes, like, I won't really be around. And it's like, that's not legit, man.
Right.
Also, like, Peyton at the beginning of this episode and the past couple episodes, she was very much like, whatever happens, and everything's for the best. Like when she's talking to Julian, when she's talking to Lucas, Brooke, whoever, and now it's like, when I'm not here, it's like, what? Because again, with the rest of them, it was like when she's talking to Julian earlier. What if it is? Like, what if it works out? Like, just all of this stuff. And it's like, what happened to that, Peyton?
Right.
Because now with Haley, it's like, I'm not around because I won't be here. What?
Yeah, I wonder if there was like a deleted scene that they cut out where Payne just kind of thinks about it more and realizes that maybe something bad could happen to her or the baby. So,
or like, did she do more research on the internet because she's alone at Trick? Or she's alone at her record label, that maybe it's like, oh, let me just see what. Like she felt like a kick or something, so she's like, let me find out what this is, and then she's like, oh my god, it's me die, like just something like that, where it's like would make you go, that's why she's turned. Like Lucas is now, I think, in a better spot, maybe, but like now Peyton isn't. It's like, wow. And we got to see Lucas's transition in the episode when he's talking to Nathan. But like for Peyton, she was such on the high of it and happy and like nobody can ruin this and everything's gonna be good to this. So what? It was weird. I'm like, I do wonder if there was a deleted scene too, because that is just a little weird.
And then Mouth and Skills are on their way home. And Skills is looking at his text, and he says that college girls are nasty. And Mouth asks him how he's dealing with things so well, so fast because he's dying over there. And Skills says it still hurts, always does, but he knows, but does he know what he does? But something. Anyways, Mouth asks if he, I don't know what I was writing here, but anyways, Still says that he just tells himself that if Deb is the one, she'll come back, and if not, then he's all good because he knows that she's still out there, the right one. He just hasn't met her yet. Yeah, so now he seems to be perked up and better now.
All of a sudden. Must have that drinking.
Yeah, so Mouth brings up the time that he once told him that if the girl dumps you, she's not the one, and maybe Nathan's mom just wasn't the one, and Skills gives him a look, since he called Deb Nathan's mom. And Mouth says, sorry, that did sound weird.
That is what she is.
Yeah. Yeah, because like with the way that Skills saw a future with Deb, he was going to be Nathan's stepdad.
Yeah, and Jamie's grandpa. As Jamie would call him that. I do wonder what happened, like what the talk was to Jamie. Like, this is now we're back to Uncle Skills. We're not back to Grandpa Skills. Remember?
Yeah.
So I do wonder what they told him, to get him to now refer to him as Uncle Skills.
Yeah, I mean, Jamie's smart, so maybe they just said that they, went their separate ways, maybe, like Lucas and Lindsay did, just less dramatic. And then back at the store, Brooke tells Payne, takes Payne's dress over her head with the hanger, puts it over her head with the hanger to imagine herself, in a wedding dress now, like thinking of her future maybe with Julian.
Yeah, not okay. She didn't want to go with them, but now she's gonna put a dress on to let me. Okay, like that is such a huge transition,
Yeah.
you know, from like goodbye to this. What? I mean, she still hasn't even said I love you, but let's walk down the aisle. Okay.
Yeah. And then Sam tells Jack that she might be moving to LA. They're at the house, and Jack asks, when, and she says since Julian invited her and Brooke, and tells them not to freak out. And Jack says when we should be leaving, and she says tonight. And Jack says that's cool, and Sam tells him she knows that's sex for them, but she wants to do this for Brooke, and she's done so much for her. So Jack says she should go, and she gets up and figures that she should start packing. And that's when he kisses her, and he explains he just wanted to do that in case he didn't ever get a chance to. And she smiles, but then leaves to pack up her things.
Which was nice, but a little awkward if, she doesn't go.
Right, yeah. And then Jamie tells Nathan and Lucas he's sad that he never got to meet Keith, and Lucas says he's sad about that too. And then Jamie even says he's sorry about what Grandpa Dan did, and Nathan says they all are. And Jamie actually asks if he's still allowed to miss Grandpa Dan. And Lucas
Oh my God, when he said that, I was like, oh. Like, it was definitely like a gut punch of like, what? And for Lucas, like the person that hates him the most, when Nathan didn't even say anything, like looked at Lucas to like answer please, and it's like, who's his father? And then when Lucas is like, that's okay, and I'm like, but I was just like, the fact that Nathan was just like, you answer him, and it's like, what? Like if that was my brother, I'd be like, he's your kid. What do you got to say about it?
Right, Nathan just probably thought, Lucas should answer since he was the closest to Keith and, the most mad at Dan.
Yeah, hated him and all. Like, I get that. But at the same time, it was such an awkward thing for, like, Lucas. Like, what's he supposed to say? No. I mean, how do you tell a 5-year-old, no, you're supposed to hate him because we all hate him. I mean, how do you tell a 5-year-old that? Yeah. Maybe if he's 15, obviously, then he'd hate him. But, like, he's 5. So, like, it was just a little weird especially because he never met Keith. Like, he doesn't have this bond that they have.
Yeah.
So it was a little weird of this. And then that was my thing of like, Nathan is just putting Lucas in a corner. Like, answer him, please. And it's like, but what if his answer truly was no? Like, it's going to be for his kid.
Right.
And then he would have to tell him and Nathan, like, that's why it should have just been Nathan. Because I honestly would have loved to see Nathan's face because Nathan is also very close to Dan. So, and here's the thing. Lucas said it was okay for Jamie to like Dan. He never said for Nathan to like Dan. Because Nathan has this love-hate relationship with him. And it's like, he never said you, though.
Right. And then Skills pulls over the car and wakes them up, and he asks where they are. And Skills says that they're at Millie's place, and Mouth asks how, and Skills says maybe the texting he was doing before was actually with Millie.
Well,
and maybe Brooke.
Yeah. Brooke.
And gave him Millie's address. So they said that they're going to fix his heart, so they'll fix it. And then Haley gets to school in her classroom and sees the principal is still there.
Why is she there?
Yeah.
Like, Haley already quit. Why would you go back in to grab a box of, like, you already took your stuff. It was weird.
Right. Yeah, I don't understand why she left anything there the first time, yeah.
Because she was at home because she wasn't teaching. Like, it was weird. It's not like she told Sam, hey, drop by my house with my stuff, and then that's when Sam brought the whole class. It wasn't anything like that, so it was weird that she's now bringing a box. Like, a box for what? It was weird. All to give her that the book lesson.
Yeah,
It was,
maybe
it was weird. And all she said was, you made a good teacher not want to teach, and you made good students not want to learn.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's what happened. And then left. Because it was weird, because like the person was like, how would you feel about teaching? I'd be like, well, definitely not here. Like, maybe somewhere else.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I would have said. Because Haley can go somewhere else, but like, I definitely wouldn't want to go there, to the place that fired me for having an opinion.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so then Nathan and Lucas watch Jamie sleep, and Lucas says he wishes he could get over things as easily as Jamie. And Nathan said it's easier when you're 5. And Lucas tells Nathan that when he sees him with Jamie, he thinks if his little brother can be such a good father, then maybe he can be, one too. And Nathan tells him, of course, he will be. Besides, he had a head start, being raised by Keith, so he's already doing it with Jamie, and he's great at it. Yeah, so it's been cute seeing Lucas and Brooke kind of, well, I mean, they are his godparents anyhow, but, just be like a parent figure to him. And it's kind of like he's like their first kid in a way, before they have their, own kids later on.
Mm-hmm. Like, that's why I just love their relationship. I know it changes, obviously, because Lucas leaves and then Quinn comes in, and it seems like it then becomes Quinn and Jamie, not Brooke and Jamie.
Mm-hmm.
Which is sad, because obviously they're both his godparents, but I mean, that is life too. Things change. But yeah, I do love their relationship, because like for Brooke too, she's had Jamie, Angie, and now Sam.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So she's had a few times of trying to learn about parenthood.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then we know she tried to get another kid after Sam before having her own. Yeah, so took her quite a few tries to finally be a mom.
Mm-hmm.
And then meanwhile, Millie gets home to see Mal sitting on her doorstep.
Oh my God. I do not like the scene.
Why?
She gave in way too fast.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they just broke up, and it was a big deal. He blamed her, Cynthia, for sleeping
with Owen,
and losing her virginity. Okay, that was supposedly his to take. But like, okay, you blamed her for it, and then and then on top of it, she was the reason why it happened. And you couldn't blame yourself. You had to blame her. Like, she needs to stay away from you for a little bit longer.
Right.
Well, no, because remember, they kind of like broke up. I don't know if it was like an on-off thing, and then she went and slept with Owen.
Mm-hmm.
And then when she came back to tell him, that's when he's like, oh, we're definitely done. And good luck telling Brooke. And it's like, oh my God, what are you, a 2-year-old? Like, again, why did that happen? Because of Gigi and you.
Right.
So that was my whole thing is, again, she can sleep with whoever she wants. And, I just feel like he should have grappled a little bit longer.
Mm-hmm.
She should have taken a lesson in Brooke's book, because Brooke would have told her that.
Right.
Make him beg for it.
Mm-hmm. And then Sam finishes packing Brooke's things when Brooke walks into her room, and Brooke sees her bag and that's what she's doing. And Sam says Julian told her about, inviting them to LA with him. So she packed her bag. And Brooke says, or she thinks that he only invited Brooke. She's, Sam thinks that, I mean, like, Sam's going off of the fact that she thinks that only Brooke was invited to go with Julian, not her.
She knows that Julian invited both of them.
Yeah, she just wanted Brooke to say it to her. Yeah.
Yeah. Because she's like, I packed my bag in case you wanted me to go.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, okay.
Yeah.
was kind of sad. Well, then Brooke's like, the reason why is because she has school and Jack, and she's like, and Sam's like, so there's schools in LA.
Mm-hmm.
And then Brooke's like, a stable environment, like that's why you are living with me. And it's like, okay. But I like when Sam said, he loves you. He's a great guy. Like, why are we still here? I love that because it's like Brooke needs that push, even though she, of course, does the opposite.
Yeah, she keeps making up excuses, making it seem like Sam would be the one that, should
Yeah,
go.
like it's Sam, like Sam's the reason. No, Brooke, Sam would do just fine in LA.
Yeah.
She might actually do better because she'd be away from this toxic environment that she's been in with foster homes that are, I'm sure, in the same town. So getting away from that would probably be better for her, honestly, when you think about it. And she wouldn't be dreading like seeing. Remember when she would always like go to that restaurant or whatever to see her mom? It's like she wouldn't be doing that if she was in LA. She would focus on other things.
Yeah, Brooke said that most people don't leave their lives behind to go run off to California with someone they've only known for a month. Hasn't it been a little bit longer than that? Like maybe 2 at least? Because it seemed like they were working on the movie for a while and they had their thing for a little bit. It doesn't seem like it was just only a month. Right?
I mean, they moved pretty fast. It was they were talking about the movie, then they were sleeping together, then she was, he said, I love you, and then the movie was over.
Yeah,
so, I guess that could have been a month.
Yeah. And yeah, so Sam tells her, she's a good person, cool designer and a good mom, but sometimes she's her own, worst enemy. And she's only 22 and has her whole life in front of her.
She is 23.
Yeah.
People have got to stop this.
And, she has an awesome dude at the airport waiting for her who loves her. She has to go. So the next scene, we see Brooke showing up to the airport, frowning while Julian is smiling when he sees her because he thinks
all to hurt Julian.
And, he asks where's Sam, and Brooke says she's not coming, and this is when Julian realizes that this means Brooke's not going with him.
Nope, all sad.
So, she gives the same excuse that she gave Sam, like Sam has a life there, and she does too. And he said it's okay while his heart's breaking on the inside, and Brooke tells him that it's not okay, and it doesn't mean, but she can't even finish her sentence. Like, there's something that she doesn't love him. But he tells her it's okay again. If if this was a movie, it would end differently. But life's not a movie. I guess that makes 2 films that didn't work out. And then that's when they hear the plane is about to take off, so Brooke starts getting upset. And Julian tells her goodbye, and he walks away, and she starts crying.
Okay, but why is she crying?
Like, she wanted to go, but she's scared.
But it's not even like she has a business over here. Like, she has nothing there. Sam is willing to go. She doesn't even have a teenager to fight that against. Like, Sam wants to go. She wants to be with Brooke and Julian. Well, don't have a company there, or a company really at home. Like, go. Okay, so if it doesn't work out, then you and Sam come home. Like, Sam's already used to going back and forth, and at least she'd be with you and not just going to a different home every time. She'd be going to the same person. I just don't like it. I'm like, why is she crying? She chose this. I can't. Like, if you choose that, it's one thing if she went to the airport and then he said, I changed my mind. I really don't want you to come. That would be heartbreaking. But her to just cry, like, she broke his heart. So I didn't like that. So I'm like, why are we crying, Brooke? You chose it. Sam told you to go. Julian wanted you to go. I don't understand this. So don't even cry.
Right.
You put the wedding dress on for what?
Right.
And it's just weird.
And then Sam meets Jack at the diner and tells him they're not going to LA. So about the kiss. And Jack
that's awkward.
So she knocks over his coffee cream tower and sits next to him. Meanwhile, Julian throws away the extra plane tickets and boards his plane, but before he does, he waits a second to make sure Brooke isn't running towards him, running after him, and he changes her mind about going. But then Brooke gets home and, breaks down. And then Payne's working on a comic of the moment Lucas proposed to her. And then Lucas gets home and tells her it was a good day, and she agrees that it was. And she asks if he told Nathan, and Lucas says he didn't. And then he asks if she told Brooke, and she
She
said
said
no.
no. Then they said, there's always tomorrow.
Yeah.
Like, so it's like, again, like they kind of went into this thing of like, we're going to tell two important people, and that's not going very well.
Yep.
That's why maybe for them it is a little too soon because they're still processing this.
Mm-hmm.
So how can you really tell someone if you're still struggling with it yourself?
Mm-hmm.
Like if you can't even come out with the words, how are you going to tell that person?
Right.
It is weird. That's why sometimes you do have to sit with it for a little bit before you can say it out loud.
Mm-hmm. And then that's when she pulls out a box from under the table filled with her drawings and other sentimental things, like the CD she made and the pic with Ellie. And she adds her latest drawing
And
that
like,
she signed, Love
yeah.
Mom.
Well, yeah, and like that's the thing is like, you don't really know what's happening yet.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like the tee up of it because it's like, okay, because she's drawing. Well, she always draws.
Mm-hmm.
But no, there's a reason why.
Yep.
And it's coming.
Yeah, so we see that Payne's processing this more, but in like the negative way if she's not
See,
getting it.
that's the
Mhm.
thing. She was so damn positive, and now she's so negative. Like, what happened?
Yeah.
Like, okay, you know when Haley came to the studio, or the studio, right?
Yeah.
She could have easily said when Haley said, "Oh, well, like how dark it is there." She could have been like, "It's very dark." Like talking about how like being alone is dark, because like that would then tell you she is in a dark place. Like she is truly thinking the whole time. Like she doesn't have music to pull her out of it. She is truly sitting in it alone. Where then that would make me have all the terrible thoughts. But it was just weird how it was didn't or wasn't done at all. Because she was just drawing. Well, okay. But I think it should have been said something about sitting in the dark is depressing or something. Just so like we know, like, okay, that's her change.
Mm-hmm.
But of course it wasn't said, so I don't know when that happened.
Yeah.
So for me, the high was Nathan, Lucas, and Jamie. I loved all their scenes.
Mm-hmm.
I also loved Haley teaching the kids.
Right.
Even though I don't think the kids should be at her house. But I liked it. And then I did not like Mouth and Skills going on their little drive to see Gigi. Did not like that.
Yeah.
What about you?
Yeah, I didn't like the Skills and not going to the party, and then Skills doing a 180 and actually taking him to Millie's house, and she takes him back so quickly, so easily. Like you said.
And what if Millie did not want to truly see him? Like, it's just a lot,
Yeah, so I wonder if Brooke gave her. No, she didn't know. No, I was gonna say maybe Brooke gave her a heads up, but no, she didn't know he was gonna be there. Yeah.
Like that's not good. Like, what if she's really trying to like get away from him?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh, one of my highs was also Brooke and Haley.
Mm-hmm.
When Haley was telling her all the good things of her life.
Yeah.
I like that part.
Yeah, so like when Sam and Jack and other kids stood up for Haley, the best way they knew how, even though we know that she doesn't come back to teaching, unfortunately. But yeah, it was still nice for them to do. And then rating?
I'd rate this a 7. I mean, I don't feel like too much happened. What about you?
Yeah, and 8, just because it seems like it's slowly, at least for Peyton and Lucas, it's, building up to that finale of the big plot scene, like what's going to happen to Peyton and the baby. Yeah, so that part was interesting at least because we see, at the end that Peyton's, making a little box of memories just in case.
It's a sad moment.
Mm-hmm.
And then for me, the best, I'm gonna go with Haley because she helped the students like actually enjoy learning again.
Yeah.
Even if it was just for an hour.
Mm-hmm.
Because they'll always remember that. They're high schoolers. They'll remember that forever. And they'll remember that teacher forever.
Right.
And she also went to see Peyton. She also went to help Brooke and talk to them, put some sense into Brooke. So I do think she was definitely a good friend in this episode and a good teacher and all of that for the kids. Because even when the teacher or even when the principal said offered her a job, actually like, no, not gonna happen.
Mm-hmm.
And I was happy that she stood her ground because some people maybe would have crawled back, but she didn't.
Mm-hmm.
And I like that. And then the worst was skills. Taking Mel on the road trip. No.
Mm-hmm.
All to end with Millie? No.
Right.
Didn't like it. What about you?
Yeah, the worst, I just put the principal because she ruined things with Haley and, made the kids, have a disinterest of learning. So she just messed up on, those both parts there. And she's going to have a hard time trying to find another good teacher like Haley, too. But although we don't see that happen, we don't see that later on, unfortunately. We kind of don't really see Tree Hill after this season, right? Like, it's kind of done. Because I can't even, there's no reason why anybody would. I mean, technically, Lucas still works there, right? But he's only one at this point.
No.
As a coach.
Well, I mean, he was suspended.
Oh, well, he leaves. I keep forgetting too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Never mind. Yeah. So he would have probably still, coached there if he didn't leave.
So
but yeah.
Jamie,
become like a writer or something.
Is Jamie in a different school, a different elementary, or is it Tree Hill Elementary?
I feel like it's the same district school, like the same school in the district, Tree Hill.
So like Tree Hill Elementary.
Yeah, because wasn't Haley kind of going back and forth from the high school to Jamie's school, so they had to been close to each other if she was doing that in one day.
Yeah, so I don't know because it definitely didn't look like a school that was Tree Hill sort of thing. So that's the reason why I'm questioning it.
Right. Yeah, they never mentioned the name of Jamie's school.
Yeah, like the building never really looked like a school that would be related to Tree Hill.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and like Nathan, Haley, or Lucas say, like when I was going here, talking to Jamie, like, when I was going here, like this was like this and that was like that or something like that, or just something that would, show that connection there. That's the same kind of school.
Yeah. Or like you have my classroom, like,
or teacher even, yeah.
So this is when Nathan pushed me.
Yeah.
It's like nothing. Yeah, nothing. Or like sports. This is where like just nothing. Yeah. So that's why I'm thinking that it's a different school.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then so those were your best and worst. Oh, who's your best?
Yeah, because I don't think it did that. Yeah.
I was like, I know what the worst was, but
yeah. So yeah, the worst was the principal, and the best was Lucas, just because he helped out, Nathan and Jamie, because Jamie, had these conflicted feelings about Dan, and then feeling bad about Keith now that he knows how he died and everything, and wanted to get to know him. So Lucas kind of opened up his own memory box, just just telling through stories about Keith and trying to keep his memory alive, and having Jamie get to know him in that way, and how Jamie kind of dressed up as him. So he was like, it's like he was like admiring him as much as he admired Dan,
Yeah.
The way it would have been if he was still alive too, because of course, Jamie and Keith would have been best buddies and everything too. So.
Oh yeah, they would have been.
Yeah.
Missed opportunity. Because like Jamie could have loved both of them.
Yeah.
One good role model and one bad. But I mean, when it comes to Dan does try to be different with Jamie.
Yeah.
So I guess you can't really say bad because Jamie hasn't really seen it yet. Because everything bad that he's really done, he did before Jamie. Well, Jamie doesn't really know. And obviously when he went to attack Carrie, well, that was to protect Jamie. Like, so it's like kind of stuff that he has done that you would say is bad was to protect somebody. So you can't even go with that.
Right.
So yeah. But yeah, I think he would have had 2 friends. Jamie would have had a lot of friends.
Yeah.
And then what's the next episode?
Episode 20, I Would For You.
All right. Thanks for listening.
Yep. I'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks for listening to this episode of Duo Chat. If you want to chime in with your opinion about the episode and the show we discussed, you can email us at duochatpodcast@gmail.com. And to keep up with updates about the podcast, you can follow us on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and subscribe to our channel on YouTube at Duo Chat Podcast. And give us a review wherever you listen to podcasts. We would appreciate it.